Hello everybody. I've had some people ask me how do odds work? So I decided I'd make a video to just kind of show you how odds work and what the three different types of odds there are. There's the one you kind of think of maybe when you think of horse racing. It might be like they say the odds are 5 to 1, 7 to 2, something like that. Those are called fractional odds. Then there's American odds where it's like plus 100, minus 300. Those are American odds. They always have a plus or minus. Then there's decimal odds. It's usually in Europe or Asia, and they just give you like a value like 0.75 or 3.25, and that's why they're called decimal odds. I'm just going to work through each one so you can see what they're like. So why don't we start with the fractional odds? So fractional odds is really more like what you're thinking about when you hear like horse racing. So let's say we use the example 5 to 1. So what does this mean? So the way this is set up is they always do it as the winnings to the wager. So this is the winnings to the wager. So that what this means is you're going to have to bet $1 and then you'll win $5. So 5 to 1 means you have to bet $1 to win $5. If it was 7 to 2, you have to bet $2 to win $7. But if you want to figure out like what the chances of that would be, the way you're going to do this is you're going to put the wager over the winnings plus the wager, and this will be your chance. So if we do that, we wagered $1 over 5 plus 1. So this is 1 over 6. You divide that out, it's almost 17% as a chance. But that's how fractional odds work. So it's winnings to wager, and then whatever you want, if you want to figure out what the chances, you take the wager over the winnings plus the wager, turn it into a fraction, and that will be what this turns out to be. So 1 divided by 6 is around 17%. But that's how fractional odds work. So if it was 8 to 3, you'd have to bet $3 to win $8. Why don't we look at the American odds, because that's the one that's a little bit tricky to figure out. So the American odds are weird only because everything's based on a $100 bet, so everything gets a little bit weird. But this is only based on a $100 bet. And that's why it gets a little funky. The other problem with the American odds is it's got pluses and minuses. Which makes things a little bit more interesting. So just to get into this, if someone gives you a minus 100, this means that you have to bet 100 to win 100. And if you want to figure out the odds of that, you're going to do the bet over the bet plus the winnings. So for this, it'd be 100 over 100 plus 100 or 200. So this is about a 50% chance. But the weird thing is, as you keep going on the minus side, so let's say you go to minus 200, this means that on the minus side, you always have to bet what the number is. So you have to bet 200 to win 100. So now you have to bet $200 to win $100. If you use the same formula, you're going to bet 200. So that's on top. 200 plus 100 is 300. So you divide this out. This is about a 67% chance to happen, which makes more sense that you should have to bet more money to win the same amount for something that has a more likely chance to happen. If you go really negative, like negative 1,000, this means you'd have to bet 1,000 to win 100. So you're going to have to bet $1,000 to win $100. Using the same formula, you're going to have 1,000 over 1,000 plus 100 is 1,100. This will be about a 91% chance of happening. But the problem is we've only done the minus side. In the American odds, there's also a positive side. So if we do the positive side on this, like let's say we do positive 200, this means you are going to bet $100 to win 200. So you're going to bet 100 to win 200. But because we're going to win $200, the odds must be worse. So if we do this same formula, the bet is 100, divided by 100 plus 200 would be 300. So this has about a 33% chance of happening. If you go all the way to the same value but positive 1,000 means it's very unlikely to happen. And that means you're going to bet 100 to win 1,000. Well, with this, what happens is on the negative side, this is what you have to bet to get $100. On this side, this is what you're going to win betting $100. So if we check this person's odds out, the bet is 100. Over 100 plus 1,000 is 1,100. So this has about a 9% chance of happening. Which makes sense that there should be a low chance of this happening, since you won't win a lot of money if you bet $100. But the American odd is weird because everything's based on this $100 bet. So that's why this feels weird when you do this. I feel like people prefer the decimal odds just because it's a little bit easier. I'll do the decimal odds over here. And again, this is a more common odd system like in Europe and in Asia. So what happens in decimal odds is they just report a decimal based on a $1 bet. So this is based on a $1 bet. And the number they're going to give you is your bet plus the winnings. So if they tell you the odds are 1.75, this is your bet plus your winnings. So this is saying if you bet $1, you're going to win 75 cents. And if you want to figure out odds with this, you take your bet over the decimal. So whatever you want to do, if say like instead we had, say the decimal odds is like 8 or something. If this is the odds, this would mean the bet plus the winnings would imply that you're going to bet $1 to win $7. If you want to figure out the odds of decimal odd of 8, or a lot of times they write it as 8.0 just to show you there's a 0 there, you would do a $1 bet over 8. So this would be like a 12.5% chance of happening. And this person, you do 1 over 1.75, and that would be the chance of this bet happening. But in decimal odds, it's showing you your $1 bet plus the winnings as a total, and to figure out the odds, it's $1 divided by whatever the odds are going to be. This usually feels a little more straightforward. This isn't too bad. The American system, based on $100, is the one that ends up being like the most complex one. That's how the 3 odd systems work. So if you have any questions, let me know. And now you know how the 3 different types work. I feel like people struggle the most with American odds just because it's based on 100 plus or minus. Not really the easiest thing to do. These 2 are a little more straightforward. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you've learned how the 3 different odd systems work. Please hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.